That would be normal if I were a female, but last time I checked, I'm not a female, and nor do I identify as one. Coach Greg, in today's video, we're going to be going over Harry Jowsey's use of performance-enhancing drugs, namely anabolic steroids, as he discusses this with none other than Dr. Mike, who has over 11 million followers and is an actual doctor.
Yeah, my parents sent me to school in New Zealand, and all the boys are a lot bigger there, and like rugby's like a religion.
And so this all started when his parents sent him to school, and rugby was a major sport. And as you know, rugby, a very violent sport of which stronger, bigger, faster individuals are going to do a lot better.
So I thought, oh yeah, I'll be good, but I'm this skinny little twig and just got absolutely pumped.
And so Harry Jowsey thought he was going to do good. After all, he's 6'5". That is a very large man. But he was too skinny, had a harder time putting on muscle. And so perhaps he was an ectomorph.
I went and did my blood, and and my doctor was like, hey, he's like, your test levels are fine. Like, it's all good.
Okay.
But he's just like, you could be better.
And so he wanted to be an athlete. He wanted to perform better. He went to the doctor, got his blood work done, found out his testosterone levels were a little bit below the average. Not extremely low, not to the point that he'd actually need testosterone, but he wanted to do it. He wanted the testosterone to perform better, to build up muscle faster than last time.
He's just like, you could be better.
Oh no,
and
hyper-optimization.
And I was like, well, let's juice me up.
And so the doctor, who probably makes money from doing this, says, you know, you're all right, but you could be better. And so he states in the video that giving testosterone, HRT, to individuals that don't actually need it, as in they're already producing adequate testosterone, it's going to do more harm than good. And so, sure, you have normal levels of testosterone. Let's call it 400 or 500 nanograms per deciliter. And you're thinking, that's not high enough. Somebody else has 800. Giving somebody testosterone at that point is not healthy. If you don't need it and you're prescribed HRT, you're going to do more harm than good. Sure, you're going to build more muscle, but at what cost?
When I first came to LA, I think I was like 22 or whatever.
Okay.
And all my friends are getting jacked in the gym and they're looking good. And I was always skinny and long.
And Phil, think of it. He was only 22 years of age and he's comparing himself to all his other friends. The guy is 6'5". 6'5". He's not a manlet like Coach Greg. I'm 5'6".
But the money made me 6'5".
So nobody feels good enough. Everyone wants better. He's 6'5". Oh, but I'm not large enough. What does he need to do to look like The Rock? 6'5". Imagine the advantages in life he already has. Playing sports, playing basketball. How am I blocking this guy? I'm gonna jump a foot off the ground just to reach his hands.
I was always asking myself questions like, what? Like, why can't I put on size? I wouldn't just grow in a normal way.
And so he's comparing himself to other people. Why are they all putting on so much muscle and I can't do the same? Perhaps he's watching transformational YouTubes where people are fake natties putting on 20 pounds of muscle in 3 months and thinking, well, how come he put on so much muscle and I didn't? And so what happens inevitably? He results in using performance-enhancing drugs, aka testosterone, which was prescribed by a doctor even though he didn't need it. His testosterone levels were fine. He admits it himself, but he didn't care. He wanted to get juiced up. And so he says, I tried. I would end up getting skinny fat. You know, he went on a bulk and wasn't putting on a ton of muscle. And so just because you're in a calorie surplus doesn't mean you're going to put on a ton of muscle. It depends on your genetics.
Excess risk of developing heart disease and stroke is the bigger one, especially in younger men.
Yeah.
That's a game changer. That's not something you want.
No.
You're like, I'm good.
And so the reality is this. When you tell people taking steroids is going to increase your risk of getting a heart attack or a stroke, young people don't care. They're thinking, yeah, I want to get jacked now. People are more likely to not use steroids because they don't want to get gynecomastia or acne than telling them they could shorten their life. And I'm not making this shit up. People are more worried about how they look than how long they live.
So the good side is you have testosterone already.
Oh,
and it was
okay.
normal. So
Okay.
more is not better than some.
And so more testosterone is not better than some. Let that sink in. And you're probably thinking, well, you're on HRT. Aren't you being a hypocrite? The answer is no. I abused steroids for 10 plus years. That was bad. Certainly not going to do anything to help me live longer than last time. But when I stopped taking testosterone after multiple blood tests, it showed that my testosterone levels were below 50 on both times. Below 50 nanograms per deciliter. That would be normal if I were a female. But last time I checked, I'm not a female, and nor do I identify as one. And so the doctor, aka my endocrinologist and expert in hormones, prescribed me HRT because it would do more harm than good to not take it. But if I've gotten my blood work done and had 400 nanograms per deciliter, the doctor would not have prescribed it. Would have said, oh, 400, well, the reference range is 250 to 1,000, so let's get you up to 1,000. Wouldn't have done that. And so more testosterone is not better than some. And so just because you're at 4, 5, or 600 nanograms per deciliter, injecting exogenous testosterone from an outside source, bringing it up to 8, 9, or 1,000 is not healthier, better for you than being at 4 or 500.
You know, he's like, oh, people take growth hormone and this and that. And I was like, well, come on. Like, I'm not trying to look like The Rock.
And so think of it. He says the doctor also said, hey, there's people that they take growth hormone, they take other things. He's like, I don't want to look like The Rock. And so at least he did not take everything, including the kitchen sink. But many times if you go to an HRT clinic, remember, they are incentivized to convince you to take supplements. They make more money by the more things they prescribe. But you might go in there with perfectly healthy levels and they convince you to take something. And perhaps when you get older, you will in fact regret it.
Are you taking anything?
No.
You should.
I don't
get
even
on.
take-
You feel
And so Harry asked Dr. Mike, are you taking anything? He's like, no. And he's like, well, you should. Really? Dr. Mike looks perfectly healthy, seems happy, does not seem to be depressed, and he is in fact a doctor. And so why should he take anything if he already feels good? And Dr. Mike knows the risks. He's obviously analyzed this. He's educated on it. And so to suggest that the doctor should take something makes no sense. And no, there's certainly not a magical pill that makes you younger, but obviously there are several supplements that can in fact make you feel better. And my number one supplement that I recommend, also Andrew Huberman and others who have gone on the Joe Rogan podcast, spoken to how effective it is, the most amazing supplement, NMN, which is the main ingredient in GO2 Max. This can dramatically improve your cardio. Double-blind placebo-controlled studies have shown this. It increases your cardio as well as studies on trained runners. And so whether you're a couch potato or a seasoned athlete, taking GO2 Max can improve your performance. And if it gives you more energy, makes you feel better, then how is it not a good thing? And so although I know you can make improvements with absolutely no supplements at all, if you're looking to maximize your performance, give GO2 Max or any of my supplements a try. Interested in any of my supplements? Don't forget code Greg, 10% off. Click the link in the description.
What about Tren? Apparently Tren's really bad for you.
I mean,
I haven't tried
they're
it.
all not good for you
Okay.
when you don't need them.
But this is from a doctor.
It doesn't make it better.
And so Harry then brings up, well, at least it's not trend. This is from a doctor. Doctor at least makes it better. And well, I have to agree. If you're taking steroids illegally, not from a doctor, you'd never know what you're actually getting. And so at least if you're prescribed HRT and you're getting your blood work monitored, you know whether or not you're doing damage to your body. And so a lot better to always get monitored by a doctor. And so if you are taking anything, best advice is to go over with your doctor, ensure that you're being healthier than last time. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algorithm. Don't forget to watch one of the two bloops. Of course, any of the supplements, don't forget Coach Greg, 10% off. We got creatine, beta-alanine, protein powders, various pre-workouts. I could go on and on. So many products. Click the link in the description. Check out my website. Don't forget about the cookbooks, the training books, the coaching plans by me and my team, the Circle Diet Book, and the Harder Than Last Time clothing line. And until next time, I am out.